Hi, this is Coach Kemi, and I promised you that I would put up 2 videos today on the 2-step process to planting the right thought seeds on your mind ground. Now, I have put the text up yesterday and I'm keeping my promise. However, I'm going to do 1 video, not 2 today, and then I'll do the second one tomorrow. I just thought, instead of putting both up at the same time, grab it. I'll put 1 video up, but I promised you I'll be in there every day, so I'm keeping my promise. I'm knackered, but got to do what we got to do. So let's go. This first step is plant the right healthy thoughts on your mind ground. The steps are easy. Number 1 is plant the right healthy thoughts. Number 2 is don't allow toxic thought seeds to be planted on your mind ground. So we're going to only look at number 1 and the 4 steps that will help you fulfill that. The 4 ways to help you fulfill that number 1 step. That's plant the right healthy thought seeds on your mind ground. Number 1, decide what a healthy thought is for you. Now, I wrote these yesterday, so if you scroll down, you will see that written in one of the posts. Now, you decide for you what is good for you. Don't do the blame game. Don't blame anyone. You decide for you what is right for you. Don't say it's right for you because it's right for your father, your mother, your brother, your sister. You decide what is right for you and stick to it. And if you find out over time that, whoa, this doesn't work for me, then leave it, change, decide, okay, this is not good for me. This is what is good for me, and take it. You know what you like to eat. You know what you like to wear. You're not wearing particular kind of shoes because everyone is wearing it. And if you are, you need to stop it. There's something wrong with your thinking there. But you're wearing what you want to wear. Wear what you want to wear. Know what is good for you, what you want. Because you should not complain about what you allow. And if you know you don't like it, stop following the crowd. Stop doing what everybody else is doing. Change that way that you're thinking, oh, let me do what they're doing, especially in business. Many of us do what everybody else is doing. We're not thinking it through. We're not considering it. Oh, they've got a bestseller. Is that your style? Is that your way? Everybody's using this kind of website. Is that for you? Is that your way? People are giving lead magnets, ebooks. Is that for you? Is that your way? You need to think. I was speaking to someone, but I was thinking about something else as I was speaking to him yesterday or today. I know inside, and this is the thought, I know that on the inside of each one of us, there is an explosive idea that will explode you into global space. People will get to know you. I was about to say global anonymity. What is that? To be anonymous? No, I don't want you to be anonymous. I want you to be for real. You become famous. You become globally known. But we don't take time because our thoughts are very unique. They are as unique as we are as individuals. There can be 500 people somewhere and none of them are the same. Even if they are identical twins, we are still unique. So take time to find out what works for you, what is good for you. Don't just take everything. Yeah? So number 1 is number 1 way of planting the right healthy thoughts on your mind ground is to find out what is good for you. Number 2, take responsibility for what gets planted. Take responsibility for what gets planted because you've already determined this is good for me. Now take responsibility for it. Don't point fingers. Don't pass the buck. Don't say it was somebody. Please don't think like that. Look, really what I'm saying is when something happens that's not right and you don't like and so you are going to be blamed for it, don't duck and dive and look for a way out. Don't start to think of the way out. Think of a way that you will handle it, you will take responsibility, and you will grow from it. Do you understand? It's a weak person that looks for a way to get out of it. you run away. That is weak thinking. And many of us do it, and I know I used to do it. And I caution myself now when I'm about to duck. Like, it wasn't me. No, it was me. Let me take it on the chin and see what I can do about it. See? Okay. So, take responsibility. Do a TR on yourself. TR stands for take responsibility. To be responsible means to be response-able. You have the ability to respond to something properly. So you are able to respond properly. Take it and respond properly. So that might mean you apologize. That might mean you need to change that thought seed and, like, that's not good for me. I don't want that. No. Then you say, I said I wanted it before. Okay, I've changed my mind. I don't want it again. You're allowed to do that. Oh, well, they will say, I don't know what I'm doing. That's fine. We're all growing up. They're allowed to say what they like. You need to do what suits you. What is right for you. It's your mind. It's nobody else's. It's going to grow on your mind. It's not going to grow on anybody else's. You cannot think for anyone, and no one else can think for you. So you need to take responsibility. It means growing up. It means being mature. The fact that you're 50 years old, 40 years old, 35 years old does not mean you are grown up. The ability to take responsibility without throwing the buck and jumping up and down and making a lot of noise, it makes every difference to your age, because your behavior should belie your age. I think that's the way to put that. Okay, so number one, decide what's a healthy thought for you. And number two way, take responsibility for what gets planted on the ground of your mind. Number three, intentionally, deliberately, and decidedly choose the thought seeds that will go on your mind ground. Intentionally, deliberately, and decidedly choose. There are two things. This is one, and this is another one. Choose. Is it the small one or the big one? Choose. You can't have both. It has to be one or the other. Choose. Choose. Be intentional about it. Be deliberate about it. Be decided about it. Not undecided. Be decided about it and choose. Don't joke about it. Don't play. Be decided about it and choose. Pick what works for you. Don't be unintentional or partially intentional about it. That doesn't bless you. Will not work for you. Will not work for you. If you are not intentional about your thoughts, then anything will just drop on there. If you are not deliberate, that's like a lion that wants to pounce and get its prey. It's not just walking around, anyhow. It's intentional. It's deliberate. It's focused. Be deliberate. Be intentional. Be decided about what is going to grow on your mind ground. It's your choice. What thoughts are you allowing there? If you have a friend that just comes around and says all kinds of things, and you don't like talking like that, please, I beg you, say so. Go away from the person. Don't mess about, because thoughts will be planted. You need to take responsibility. Don't forget, you've already decided what is good for you. So you know who to get rid of. Who to say, no, we are not playing again. We are not talking again. No. I cannot be around this person for any length of time, because it's not good for the state of my heart and my mind. So you've got to decide that you really have to. You need to make up your mind. So number one way is decide what a healthy thought is for you. Number two is take responsibility for what gets planted on the ground of your mind. And number three, be intentional, be deliberate, and be decided about the choice you make of what thoughts get planted on your mind ground. Let me say at this point that the only thing that can grow on your mind is thought. There is no other seed that can grow on your mind. So you don't have a choice of different kinds of seeds, but you have a choice of different kinds of thoughts. You have a choice. It's always yours. It's your mind ground. Can't blame anyone. See, the only seed that can grow in your mind is thought. So the last way I put here is to nurture that thought seed, because we are planting healthy thoughts. So you need to nurture it, take care of it, make sure it grows well. If it needs a plank to twirl around, like some of plants we have, you put a stick there so you can twirl around it. If it needs a tree to stick to lean on, put a tree there for it to lean on. Nurture your thoughts, and you nurture your thoughts by tending it. You know, when you tend it, you clear the weed around it. You protect it also from weeds. You ensure it grows well. You ensure it germinates. It brings forth fruit. Because there's no point having an orange tree. Oranges don't grow in it. It brings forth fruit. And you make sure you reap it. There's no point if the fruit comes forth and you're not reaping to eat, to use. Your thoughts should reap fruit. And those fruits will show in the things you do. For as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Your character is informed by your thoughts, is formed by your thoughts. So if you have nasty character, we know how you are thinking. If you have great character, we know how you're thinking. Today I was speaking to someone, and I noticed she was just a ball of anger, of bitterness, of just somebody did this to me and that, of years gone by. And I said, wow, this is unhealthy for you. And so her character is one of, I'm not doing this for you. I can't do it. Very brash, just rubs people up the wrong way. And people cannot tell her off. They can't say, oh, please, yet she's got a big heart, a good heart. She's a helper. But I tell you, the ball of bitterness and upset, it kills. It first of all changes you on the inside before it changes you on the outside. And where do you think? As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. The thoughts get stored in your heart, but they are formed in your neurons. And that is what causes disease. It's your thinking that causes this disease. Your Dr. Caroline Leaf, as in the leaf of a tree. Check up on YouTube. There are numerous videos you can learn from. She's one of my gurus, one of my ninjas. Ninja means expert. And that's what guru means as well. She has said, she's a neuropsychologist, I think neurologist. She's a medical doctor in the neuro area, the brain area. And she said that it has been proven that 75 to 98% of our diseases are caused by how we think. 75 to 98% of diseases that we have caused by how we think. A friend of mine sent me something about the medical science has just noticed that there is a connection between our brain and depression or something like that. I'm thinking, how long ago has that been there? It's simple. As you think, so are you. So the 4 ways to plant the right healthy thoughts on your mind are: 1, decide what a healthy thought is for you. 2, take responsibility for what gets planted on the ground of your mind. 3, intentionally, deliberately, and decidedly choose the thought seeds that get planted on your mind ground. And 3, nurture those thought seeds. Clear the funky thinking around it, or people who bring in funky thinking. Clear, those are weeds. Pluck out the weeds. Remove it, clean it, ensure it grows well, ensure it germinates when it's meant to germinate, ensure it bears fruit, and ensure you reap it. If you are not reaping good fruit from your thought seeds, then you need to change the seeds that are planted on the ground of your mind. This is number 1. I hope it has helped you. I'm sorry about the lighting, but I insisted on doing it tonight because I made a promise yesterday. You stay strong. Any questions, please ask. Happy to answer.